EP.1. What's up, everybody? My name's Taniko,
Hey, what's up? I'm Michael.
Trevor.
And I'm Ricky.
and so this is our podcast. This is for the youth. So we wanted to start a podcast because we couldn't find any podcasts of people our own age. They were usually just
Yeah.
middle-aged men talking about all their past experiences. But
There's
we wanted a
Nothing
podcast
wrong
to
with
talk
that.
about.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with middle-aged men talking about their lives. We learn from it.
And a little more, maybe.
Yeah.
But there was nothing our age range, so there's really no big connect. It was like, oh,
Right.
you're gonna feel this in your life, but not yet.
That
so,
being college students, right?
yeah. So we just want to create a podcast, connect with everybody our age, show people that we're experiencing similar things, helping problems, whatever,
It's
Whatever.
a beautiful life we live.
Man,
Beautiful thing.
man. Speaking of that, ooh,
Time.
Coronacation, bro.
Hop right into it.
Hop right into it.
Coronacation,
Corona,
dude.
man. Can we
It's
just
really
talk about how
Yeah.
like we knew this was a thing like 3 months ago, but no one paid any attention to it because they were like, it's not in America.
yeah.
Well, it's not irrelevant.
Yeah,
That's the thing is that no one took it. Like everyone knew it was a thing, but no one took it seriously. And then all of a sudden, mid-March, everything starts shutting down like crazy.
yeah,
Life Change College is shut down. High schools are shutting down. Elementary school states are saying that they're just gonna cut it for the school year, and movie theaters, movies getting delayed. You know, social distancing heavy within 6 feet of people. Walmart, all these locations changing their hours to accommodate disinfecting things at all times. I haven't heard that, but someone told me that they were at a Walmart, and it kind of felt like it's like an apocalyptic type scenario where over the intercom the music just stopped and
man.
started saying, "Hey, attention Walmart shoppers, we want to let you know that we're putting in effect social distancing. Our hours have changed and we're disinfecting everything at all times." So that was really interesting, but
Man, I went to.
I don't know.
I went to. I don't know if you have a Smart and Final in North Carolina, Michael, but there's a Smart and
South
Final out there.
Carolina.
South Carolina. My bad. Apologies. But Smart and Final is basically like a smaller Costco. So I went in and I guess I went in at 7:55. I was like, oh, the store's gonna close at 10. But no, they're like, hey, you got 5 minutes and we're kicking you out. And I was like,
Dang.
Damn.
Damn.
It's like that.
Gosh.
That's
And then
crazy.
some girl tried to swindle me out of toilet paper in the parking lot, but
Oh, word.
she wanted to buy
Toilet
it off of me.
paper.
She wanted to buy it off me, but I was like, no, I need it. Please.
Toilet
I gotta
paper.
wipe
She
my
was
butt
like,
just as bad as
please,
you."
please, my children haven't. They got poopy butts. They haven't wiped their butts in 2
No,
weeks.
bro,
Like,
they pulled up in the
sorry.
little 2016 Honda Civic, and 3 of them jumped off the car. And they're like, oh,
oh my.
is it closed? I was like, yeah, it's closed. I looked at the security guard. He was like, yeah, it's closed. And I was like, all right, it's closed. And they're like, oh, you got toilet paper in there? And I was like, yeah. And I just ran to my car. Really hard out here in
What's
the
it to
streets.
you?
But even harder, the hospitals, bro. Whew, man.
Yeah. So that's the whole reason all this is going into effect. All the social distancing.
Yeah.
We all know that we're all going to get it eventually, right? And that was hard for me to understand at first. I wasn't sure why things were becoming so serious, but all the supplies and the resources that the hospitals have and all these type of Medicare locations, right, can't take the high influx of people
Yeah.
showing up at one time with coronavirus, and so they're trying to
Minimize it as best they
Right.
can, but
as
it's
best they can.
it's getting worse and worse. I've seen multiple clips. There's one clip of a nurse quitting her nursing job because they put her in the COVID-19
wow.
ward, and she was like,
Oh,
I can't
wow.
do it. I got
Oh, my.
kids. She's like, I
Yeah.
can't. And she
She's
quit.
she already had a history with medical problems.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can understand that. Then.
And then I saw another clip of a Middle Eastern doctor. He came home and his child was running towards him, and he was like, "Please don't touch me, please don't touch me." And he just broke down crying. And the kid was like, "Why are you crying?" And it was just, dang.
That's crazy.
I mean, it
Yes.
doesn't help that in America either we're not taking it as serious as it should be,
Well,
because
I
think-
know it. I agree.
it sucks. I mean, in the beginning, essentially, it still is what's been made out to be is nothing more than just a flu on a steroid.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, so it's not, its fatality rate isn't that high.
It's ironic.
It's not gonna be as high as people think it is. I think a lot of people are thinking it's gonna become like a black plague. But then there's certain people like in America that are just like, well, screw it, we're gonna go out do everything we want, no matter what.
Have you seen the clips of those Florida kids
Bro,
out on spring break?
It's Florida. It doesn't surprise me.
We're gonna lose a lot of Florida.
Florida's gonna be Florida.
Florida's already a third world country, so I'm not really tripping at it.
There were these kids out in Florida, out on the beach, and they were talking. Some news station was like, "Hey, you guys know social distancing?" They're talking to these kids, and they were like, "Yeah, man, we don't care. You know, coronavirus gets us. It gets us. We're just out here partying." And I was just watching it like, wow, some people just don't understand what they're doing. Like I don't want to say it's because they don't care. I don't think they were well enough to understand the implications of what they were doing, like how they could, like, sure, maybe they know that they can survive it. They can also introduce the virus to the elderly or compromised immune systems, and then that could be damaging. But they didn't understand.
I bet you the boomers are happy, man. They're just those millennials. They're gonna kill us. I had my aunt. She's up in Maryland right now, and I went to go visit my grandma before, like, obviously with social distancing and all that. But I went to go visit her because I haven't seen her in a long time, and so my aunt called and she was like, "Young man, aren't you Gen Z?" I was like, yes. She's like, "You know you're not supposed to be there, right? You can get your grandma sick." And I was like, "No." I cleaned off. I took a shower. I disinfected myself before walking to the house, so that way. But she was like, "Still, don't come back." And I was like, "All right."
Don't come back.
You're not welcome around these here parts, bucko.
But it's just crazy that it's like it's taken us this long. As soon as it hit America, and then once like a case rate went up, I think we're like the highest. Yeah, we have the most cases out of like the entirety of all countries. Isn't it 100,000? I think it's 100,000.
Well, we have the most confirmed
cases. Yeah.
And that's we do have the most confirmed cases. I believe that's something that I read, but we do not have the most cases in terms of per million people, right? And so we're towards the bottom when it comes to per million people. I think China has some of the lowest, and I don't know how many people they're testing over there in China. I don't know how accurate that number is. That's what they've reported. So,
well, didn't they just recently close down like the last temporary hospital for coronavirus because they got rid of? I'm not saying get rid of, but they did what they did with it.
I believe I did see something about that.
I'm not sure, but since we have 320 so million people, right, in the United States, I think we have like, what is it, upwards of 80 to 90,000 infected. But there are locations that have like 15,000 people or some semi number of people infected, right? And then where they are, there's only like 10 million people. So the amount of people infected in that area, a million people, is significantly higher than the United States. And that's not to downplay it, but it is to recognize kind of like the way that they're portraying that information to us. Just something to keep in thought that while we have the most confirmed cases in terms of the population of the U.S. in general, it's not as bad as some other places are. And hopefully, ideally, people that get the coronavirus can fight it off, right? It's not obviously those people who compromise immune systems, but it does have a low fatality rate. And so once you get it, ideally, I know that if it's a virus, at least in the Navy, I was talking to some guys, right? Because I'm in the Navy, right? I'm a nuclear machinist mate out in South Carolina. That's where I'm training right now. And I wasn't sure if I had heard whether or not when you receive a virus, you become immune to it afterwards. And so,
because I think it's like the swine flu and influenza. You know how you get your shots. I feel like once we develop like a vaccine for it, that's when we'll start. Everybody's gonna have it. Like you were saying earlier, everybody's gonna have it at some point. Because eventually you have to vaccinate against it.
Yeah.
So, I get that, yeah. Except for probably like the older generation and like the anti-vaxxers aren't going to do it, but...
Yeah, we have those people in life.
Man. And then we were talking about. I know earlier before we started the podcast, I was talking about the by the California Department of Public Health, the cases in California. Me, Ricky, Trevor, we're California, Michael, South Carolina, but I'm pretty sure we can find the South Carolina numbers too. I think you guys are low too, but we're the highest. For us, the age range between 0 to 17 is 54 cases. From 18 to 49 is 2,300 cases. 50 to 64, 1,100. 65 and older, 1,000. And surprisingly enough, there's more males with corona than females, which is, I don't know. I don't know.
Interesting fact.
Yeah, there's 2,000
Women live longer
cases,
than men.
and then 2,500 male cases. If you're a man, you
That's interesting.
probably got it. Man, that's crazy.
That's
though.
interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, you know. But yeah. But since you're in South Carolina, Michael, I was wondering, like, what's like the environment? Is it like the same everywhere, or there's people still like walking down the street, walking dogs?
There are still people. Yesterday I sat out on my porch. I was listening to music, just still on my porch. I didn't really leave the area, but I was outside, and I did see people outside running or walking their dogs. Even elderly people are out walking their dogs or walking with their significant others, and just kind of relaxing. The environment, at least in South Carolina right now, is a lot of places are closed for sure.
Mhm.
A lot of, like, the movie theater and any place, almost anywhere where, like, there's a swimming pool, any location in general. That's, I could say, which would be an example, is closed, where more than 10 people can convene. Like, I know all the places where you can eat, right, or drive-through only, pretty much, or pickup. But the culture of people here in South Carolina, it doesn't seem like people, I don't want to say aren't taking it seriously, but they are not social distancing the same way that everyone else is. And right, in the Navy, it's kind of the same way, because we're essential personnel, right? We're essential to at least the training that I'm going through. We're not halting training, as much as all of us were like, oh, coronation, but obviously I understand that we're not halting training because we're pretty essential to the defense of the United States, right, as a military. And so we're not halting training, we're still going, but the command is taking precautions, right? All the doors, there's not a single door that we walk through that we touch. For the most part, everything's being sanitized, whether we use a computer or not. There's
So do you guys have to wear like face masks, gloves, or are they not to that level yet?
No. We're encouraged to wear gloves, but we don't have to, and there's the respiratory devices or anything of that nature. But we are encouraged to social distance, right? They're changing. They've configured our hours. We are, right? We work on like a crew schedule, and so the crews that convene with each other, they're changing the hours so we're less exposed to multiple people at the same time. And so, yeah, they're trying their best. They're doing their part, but because we still have to work, there's only so much they can do. The culture for South Carolina, like I said, is well, I'm not really experiencing it, right? Because I don't go to college in South Carolina. I'm not, I don't have a normal job, so I'm not too sure. But it doesn't seem like people are social
scared.
distancing. Yeah, the people aren't really scared.
There's no hysteria. There's no mass. The masses isn't like, oh, we gotta stay indoors.
I will say that people are hysterical when it comes to mass purchasing, mass consuming.
Man, bro, oh my gosh.
We could talk about that for days.
Man, I remember like a week and a half ago. This is like the start, like the very tip top of like the doomsday preppers coming out. I went to I went to, what was it? I went to Albertsons for literally like a loaf of bread. I wasn't even like trying to like prep or anything. I was just like, oh, I just need bread because I want to make a sandwich. It's whatever. But the line, I was in that line for like 45 minutes. And I was like, you know what? I'm just not even going to get bread. And I put it back and I just walked out.
So that I like how you asked me about South Carolina. Well, right, we all grew up in Lancaster, Colorado.
Yeah.
You know, what's the culture like at home right now? What's going on? In
Yeah,
California?
Trevor, I'm not. I'm Palmdale, so you know. Palmdale.
Yeah.
So.
Well, like in my neighborhood, like everyone's still kind of like, it's more like old people, but like everyone's still walking around, walking the dogs. But like if it's like other people that's outside, they'll keep their distance. Like some of them wear masks, some of them don't. Like some care, some really don't care. But like, I went through an incident in Albertsons with this lady and my sister. So, like we're just getting stuff for like my nephew's birthday, the cake and whatnot. This chick's like in line getting salt and vinegar chips. That's all she had, salt and vinegar chips. And then like my sister went to go grab a center divider, and she's like,
"Can you say those? Can you say that? What type of chips they were?"
Salt and vinegar. No.
No. Well, I'm not saying because of that.
Okay, I can't pronounce it. Salt and vinegar.
Salt and vinegar.
There you
go. Salt and... I don't know what you were saying. It just sounded good.
I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to pronounce it. but so yeah. So like like my sister reached to go get a center divider, and she was like, "Excuse me, you need to keep your distance. Do you not watch the news?" And we're like, "What? Wow. Like, are you serious? Like, this might be like the second week where everyone's like, keep social distance 6 feet, like when it just started." And she's just like, "You guys are just stupid."
Was she like an older lady? Was she an older lady?
I would say like.
Was she like a mom or like a Karen?
She was like a grandma, like a grandma Karen. One of those people.
I feel it.
She was just being like, "You guys are so stupid."
Right. Like, to be a little more empathetic. To be empathetic, I understand where she's coming from. Like, she could handle it.
No, definitely. But she was being over dramatic about it.
Yeah, there was another clip where, oh, I'm sorry. Keep going, Ricky. I'm sorry.
It's pretty much finished.
Yeah. There was another clip I saw online of this black man inside a grocery store. I think it was down in L.A. He was like dousing this older like Asian lady with like a can of Lysol in the corner of the store. He was like chasing her around with like a disinfectant spray, and like nobody really said anything. Everybody like he was just laughing. He was like, "Oh."
Oh, you know, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and it wasn't like. Obviously, I think he didn't, because I know he was doing it for clout reasons. Obviously, for fame, for the internet publicity. Like, he just wanted that, and it was, man. I feel really bad for the Asian community really badly right now.
Oh yeah, there is a whole there are. It's tough to get into that.
Yeah,
but there is a perception that people have. Right, that's unfortunate. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, because like I see people on my Instagram feed, on my social media feeds, and like it's a plug. Follow me at Nico Not Nico. It's right there. But so I see like friends on stories and like posting like videos and then like making jokes about like eating Chinese food. They're like, "Wish me luck," and they're like, "Oh, I don't even want to go to Chinatown for food." Like it's just like the little jokes like that. Like I get it because we're all funny dudes. We all like jokes, so it's funny to an extent.
We all have our own banter. But...
Yeah, it's like an extent to it. It's like, dang.
There should be certain like boundaries when it comes to a pandemic like a pandemic like this because, I mean, I get the jokes. It's funny and all that, but at a certain point, it kind of becomes like really hard for that community too.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard.
I know. I mean, I saw on Twitter this an Asian man and his son were at the store. His son was maybe 5 years old, and they both got stabbed because they were Asian. It wasn't because they were fighting over anything. It's because they were Asian. And this was like 2 weeks ago. I saw the picture, and it's really sad to see that. Like, I get the jokes and all that, but when it comes to a point like that where people are getting stabbed and their 5-year-old kid gets stabbed, like he had a slash across his face. That should not be happening. I don't think that should be happening.
Well, I think I can. We can all plug one thing right now is go support any local Asian business and family-owned business that you can, right?
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
Go to your Dragon Gardens if you're my AV people listening in. We got that Dragon Garden.
You might want to go to a place that has some decent food.
Goldfish, go support Goldfish because
Dragon Garden is
we won't go into that right now, but
Hey.
We could have a whole podcast about all the food at home.
Mhm. But yeah. So another, I want to ask you guys, how are like your relationship with others? Obviously, you know, we're boys, we're bros, like we're brothers, so we keep in contact. But how are you like your connections and relationships with others going right now? Like, if you
find others, like in general,
just relationships with everybody, family, friends,
that's good.
colleagues, associates, just anything. If you were talking to a girl, how's that going now? Like,
Listen, calm down.
Talk to nobody. But they still ain't hitting the.
you never
DMs
know. You know what there was
Oh.
a cute little whatever you're into in your class that you were in, and then now you like dang, I can't even see you anymore. I can't even shoot my shot anymore. So, you know, but just in general, how are everybody's relationships with others going?
I don't know. I think since this pandemic, I mean, I talk to people still. I don't talk to as many people, I guess, because I mean, a lot of relationships come from like in person, like physical contact. Like you see people, how are you doing, stuff like that. But like since it's been this, like, because I'm not much of a texter. I don't like being on my phone all day. I really like being in person, or if we talk, it's over FaceTime maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It just depends. I mean, I know certain relationships right now, I don't know, are kind of weird for me. I don't know if it has to do with this pandemic or if it's other people's like personal problems.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have a problem with it, but I do want to get out of the house, kind of see people, because
Definitely.
I miss the streets. It's my
He's
So we
for
grew
the
up.
streets.
exactly.
What about you, Richard?
Well, I don't really talk to nobody to begin with, but like it's good. I'll get a few people like, oh, how are you doing? How's pandemic? I mean, it's fine. It's just now I'm stay home,
Oh.
but I don't like being stay home. Like I'm going crazy here, running out of things to do.
I feel it. I feel it. Yeah.
But that's about it.
That's ironic because ever since the whole, I guess you could say, pandemic, social distancing thing happened, I actually started hanging out with people.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah. Well, for the past however long, right? This podcast is for the youth, and right, we're talking about our very stupid angst and all the problems that we have, right? And I had gone some things that, just in general, had given me a little bit of melancholy or angst. But when the whole pandemic thing started, I realized that pretty much my only options were to stay at home now, right? We can't go to theaters or do the things that we normally do, or at least the things that I normally do. And
Right.
so I have been engaging with my colleagues in the Navy, some of the friends that I've made. Actually, today I hung out with a few buddies that are in my class, and we went out to this lake. We hung out, we talked for a little bit. One of my friends was just playing Animal Crossing. We were just chilling out by the water. It was like a 50-minute drive, so we were just listening the way there and the way back. And yeah, I've been hanging out more outside. I've also been since we like pretty much have nothing to do, I started meditating, which is difficult, right? I only do it for like 5 minutes at a time. And honestly, it kind of puts me to sleep because it's so relaxing. But
Right.
it is something new that I've been doing, and relationships with others in general, man, have gone up a lot more in 2020. As disastrous as the year have been, I've been making positive steps toward the way I'm trying to treat people and improve my relationships and the things that I'm doing. So things are pretty okay right now.
I feel it.
Nice.
I know for me, my communication skills are very poor in general. So
Yes, sir.
yeah. So me lagging, I lag because I'm doing something, and you know I'm constantly busy because I commute to school. I commute to and from for
Right.
6 days out of the week. So to me, like I there's a lot to go. So now that I'm in the house, I have no excuse to lag, and so now I'm like, there's this like expectation that I'm supposed to text people. My communication skills are still poor in general because now my time's taken up by sleeping. But
Mm.
I
Which is dangerous.
It is.
I think.
But like
Don't sleep too much.
I saw a tweet the other day, and they were like, the 2 a.m. is the new 10 p.m.
It is. Like, I vouch for that.
You know, like, even because we're on Zoom now. We're doing online classes now, and it's like I go to sleep at like 2 a.m. and since I have a dog, I have a puppy now. You know, my little boy.
Yeah.
But
yes, sir.
Since he's a puppy, he wakes up at like 7 a.m. every day. And so if it wasn't for him, I think I would miss every single one of my classes, which is bad as it sounds, but I think my relationships with others could be better now that I have time to, but still working on communication skills. Got a phone, but don't know how to use it. But
so Zoom, we talked a little bit about Zoom. So
yeah.
Taking classes online?
Yeah. So I think this is before we had the state or the nationwide alert, whatever. So I think this is I had spring break last week. So the week before that, Monday, I came in for my midterm in my psychology class, and she was like, "Hey, after this, probably not gonna see you guys. We're gonna do online classes." And I was like, "Oh," and so we use Zoom, which is like an online like chat room. It's like Skype, but like for school. It's cool. It's just I don't know. Online classes, like I was doing work in class and now that I'm at home 24/7, like I don't have the motivation to continue doing my classes.
Yeah.
Like, because when I was going to school, I had a Friday and Saturday class. So I have to get up on a Friday and a Saturday at like 8 a.m. on the weekend to go to class.
That's rough. I only say that's rough because being at home so
relaxing
for so long can ruin your sleep schedule, like you were talking about. And it just these side shifts, right? 2 a.m. is the new 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And so, that's just. It's hard, man, when you're at home to keep a solid sleep schedule.
Exactly. And then, like, on Zoom is like, you can do it through the web browser. And most of the classes, you don't have to turn on your webcam. So, literally, like, it's like, dang, I'm at home on my computer. My teacher doesn't ask for participation. She just wants you to listen to her lecture. I can literally go play Call of Duty. I can go play Destiny. I can go play GTA. I can watch Netflix. I can take a nap. And she would never know. So that's also like another hard part. Because it's like, dang. And then there's so many distractions.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's still school. Gotta stick it out for another 2 months, but let's be honest, those exams, bro, whew.
That's gonna be a rude awakening for everybody.
No. What?
No.
Bro, online multiple choice?
You're going to take the exam online.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bro, let me tell you, I had a midterm for one of my classes on Saturday. And when I tell you, I found a Quizlet of all the answers for the exam, and I used that.
I'm not going to put no names on blast. Teacher in high school, man, copy and paste the Quizlets.
I love
Everybody know about Quizlet, bro. Everybody knows.
That's my guy. That dude was my guy. You guys
giving up a little bit too much information.
Don't listen. Anyone that went to our high school in between the years of 2014 and what was it like?
18.
17?
18.
They know.
No, 18 was the year we graduated. He was already gone by then.
No. Listen.
But our class.
All we can say is 18.
Yeah. But yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, I don't think. If we're being really honest, I don't think I cheated up until then. I've never cheated, never looked at anybody's papers, never asked people for answers.
I have definitely cheated.
I have. I'm not gonna lie.
But he introduced me to another world.
I love it.
The only thing I have never. I don't want to in case they're listening, but no, this is true. I have never not cheated on something until it was nuclear power related. I've never cheated on a nuclear power exam. So I think that the ethic that I've gained, the work ethic from the Navy is irreplaceable.
But I think that also
they've taught me a lot of really good things.
you need that for the rest of your life too. So it's like if you really cheat on that,
If you
what-
don't
like,
know
what
it,
do
you
do
literally
yourself
kill
with?
everybody.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
So
Right? And that's
Putting
why
like
people's
in high
life at
school,
risk.
I'm not. It really doesn't matter to me who signed the Declaration of Independence and who didn't, because
Right.
I'm not going to use it every day of my life. That has nothing to do with
That-
what I want to do.
I want, and to kind of branch off, I want to be a high school teacher in general. I want to be a teacher to youth,
Mhm.
right? Because I want to explain the importance to people, and I'm sure someone's going to hear this and they're going to laugh, right? They know. But I want to explain the importance to people of how valuable it is to not cheat, to kind of like take that L if you don't know what you don't know, right?
Yeah.
Because it's the product of how much work you put into something. And
Okay.
as tempting as it is to cheat on whatever you want to cheat on,
Don't cheat in your relationships, kids.
Definitely.
Cheaters.
I
Cheaters
definitely was
punished.
not talking about very educational, but yeah, don't cheat in your relationships. When it comes to school, I think the work that you put in should be reflected,
Mhm.
and that kind of reflects your character. And if you don't want to be seen as the F student, if you don't want that to like reflect on you or on your character, then it should show, and you could put in that extra work.
Mhm.
And I say that coming from a student that cheated all the time.
I feel you.
So I think it's important.
Because I know, because in high school for sure, I had zero work ethic. Literally, I never studied. I did homework on like very rare occasions, just because I didn't want to like not turn in homework 24/7.
Who's got the biome? Who did the
Bro.
who read the notes?
Who got the notes? Let me see your notes. Let me
Who read
copy your
the
notes real quick. And it was cool, but like in high school I had zero work ethic until like I really got to college. You know, obviously where we went, you know, it was a breeze. But then
Right.
when I got my first year of college, it was cool. It was just getting acclimated. And since like I came in with this like expectation of like, oh, it's gonna be way harder, it was not harder.
Yeah.
And then I got comfortable. I got in this groove, and like
Just actually had to put the work in.
yeah, and no, I got in this
Something
group, and like it
comfortable.
was like, oh, you know, I'm staying up, talking, hanging out with while I was dorming, staying up, talking to everybody. You know, we're having fun. We go to sleep at like 4 a.m. every day, wake up at 9.
Jesus Christ.
Bro, it was a huge, great time. Memories irreplaceable. Can't replace those. But like, yeah, and then like you know, first semester went by, and then second semester, we all like slowed down, and that's when like it really hit me like, damn, I really have to sit here and try. And it was like, you know, that second semester was like, bam. And then I took a semester off, and then now I'm back, and now, yeah, I gotta put in that work to get my grade, because now everything's mattering with like upper division classes and whatever. But
Yeah.
we chilling.
Crazy.
But yeah, Ricky, Trevor, how are classes? Because Trevor, I know you got them 3 AAs, so. And Ricky, I know you's about to finish. You're
Now you want to talk about that? I'm mad.
yeah. No, I got you.
I'm
Wait.
mad.
So yeah, I have 3 associates. So obviously I have the one in arts and humanity,
Mhm.
psychology for transfer, and then
Wait, hold on a second. Hold on. Can we plug some? You said you got 3 associates?
Man, this man got 3 associates, and don't talk about
How
it.
old is you? How old are you, son?
19.
Oh, 19 with 3 associates.
Nah,
Somebody
there's
come
a lot
help
of-
this
there's a lot-
man,
there's
bro.
A lot of people doing a lot more.
No,
Listen,
Trevor.
let's not downplay, let's not
Exactly, 3 associates. Pff, boy, you got it in What is it? List them off, Trevor. List them off.
So arts and humanity, psychology for transfer, and then
Psychology. for
social and
transfer.
behavioral sciences,
Ooh.
Very
which
nice.
I plan on actually taking farther. I'm trying to get my master's, which is I'm gonna try and get into Pepperdine because they have a really good online program for psychology, and I want to actually start as a professor at like a junior college, work my way up to like an
Nice.
upper division.
Dr. Trevor.
Alright,
I
so
can
you
see
were-
it already.
So you were talking about.
I can see it, but I don't like the way it sounds. I think I'm just gonna go by, Trev, because
Master Trev.
Yeah, Grandmaster. Yeah, that'll be it.
Grandmaster
It'll be Grandmaster. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, the class I'm taking right now, it's for drug abuse counseling, which is, I mean, the classes are really nice. I mean, I don't need them for anything. I'm really taking them because I didn't want to take a semester off because I know if I did, I wouldn't want to go back. And I was like, so let me just take something. I mean, they're all psych classes. So, I mean, they're nice. I love the teacher. She's great. But I don't know. I'm just kind of like waiting on the play of like when I'm going to be able to start my bachelor's and my master's, because it just, I don't know. It all depends on where I'm going to be able to get accepted to on money.
Absolutely.
I mean, money isn't really a problem, but I mean, staying close to family is
Very blessed.
due to my conditions, we'll say.
Right.
Like,
Right,
I
right.
kind of, if something goes bad with me, my parents would like to be around somewhat
Absolutely.
close, because, I mean, shit, at the end of the day, nobody else is going to be there except for them and you guys. So, but I mean, you guys, I barely want my parents to have to put up the type of money that goes into my bills for fucking the hospitals and shit like that. Like,
Right.
literally, there's so much to go into that. Like, yeah, it's crazy. It's interesting. But I don't know. I'm excited. I mean, as much as I hate going to school,
What do you
I
do?
really enjoy myself when I'm there.
He farted.
Just because I'm
Or he
one of those
pooped.
people that doesn't mind sitting in a chair listening to a good professor.
He pooped on the mat.
Someone who likes doing what they're doing, not a professor that just sits there because they have to for a paycheck.
I felt that.
Yeah, that's kind of my
Come here. Hey.
schooling at the moment, just
That's
going with the flow.
Come here.
good, man. That's good to hear. I
Yeah.
know a lot of people out there. I don't know if someone listening or someone could be listening and it's struggling with school right now, or however whatever the situation might be. But you know, like we said, made this podcast to talk out there to people that could be experiencing the same things and struggles.
Yeah.
School is definitely one thing that can
Poop on the mat. On the
be upsetting. It could be an upsetting thing, right?
And I mean, I know when we post this too, we can all link our
No.
social medias too. Like, that way, if people really want to ask something for us to talk about, or if they want to talk to any of us in particularly, I mean, I'm always, I lag. I have really bad memory. I can be looking at my phone, see that you text me, and then forget about it in 20 seconds. But like, I generally will text anybody back if they want to talk, no matter what it has to do with.
Yeah, totally.
Definitely.
Yeah. We'll put our socials out there. Sounds interesting, man. So Richard, you know,
Richard.
it's been a minute since all of us have actually like gotten together, talked, and hung out. So what are for both of you, for all of us, like, what are you guys aiming towards right now? What's the goal? What's the hustle? How are you guys spending, even in the quarantine? How are you guys spending your free time? What are you doing? I know, Trevor, right? You said you wanna focus on more things that come towards psychology, right, and get your master's. But like, in general, like, what's the your short time goals, long time goals? Like, how are you guys looking towards the future right now?
Ooh, who's handling this one first?
I'm not going first. I'll tell you that.
Mine, I basically just kind of gave my
Yeah,
whole
Trev, you already
how
said
I'm
you.
feeling, but like, I mean, really, my
Can you
free
put me this
time
later,
doesn't.
please?
I don't know, because
Can you
like
put me dishes later,
I
please?
get into stuff and I get out of it. Like, I'm really,
Thank you.
I've always
Thank
been kind of like creative with my hands and my mind. So no matter what, I mean, whenever I have like downtime, I like to do anything, whether it's drawing, building shit with Legos, painting.
you.
Like, I love
Being
that's the type of
creative.
stuff I enjoy. Just something to get out
That's good.
out of the
I
room.
appreciate that wholeheartedly. That's awesome.
Yeah, my free time, how I'm spending my time now, I've been playing a lot of Destiny 2, like a lot, like the past like 2 weeks, like it's gotten to a ridiculous amount. I think I've clocked in the past 2 weeks alone, like at least 100 hours. Not 100, like 80, like 80, like 80 hours, like 80 hours.
No, it's 120. It's 120 for sure.
Cause I don't, and like I'm like almost not max level, but like I'm really high level now. So it's just like, I don't know. It's that and school, obviously wake up for school, and then I have since my Saturday class, it's like a 3D design class, so we do CAD, Autodesk, whatever you want to call it, and so I just go in there and I just go build shit or build stuff because
You
else am I
can
gonna
do whatever you want.
Or I've been recently like getting because I have a laptop now. I did like it's on a Chromebook. I used to have a Chromebook, but now I don't. So now I'm like I have Steam and I just play games on Steam just for the fun of it.
Nice.
It's solid.
Little 8-bit game. What are you? It's been a minute, man, since we've talked. What's the goal right now?
My goal.
Short time. It could be a short time goal.
Oh, okay. Short time goal. Short time goals. Ooh, man.
Oh man, I don't even want to talk about this.
Short time goals. Obviously, I'm on the market right now, so it's like a short, long-term goal, or short, somewhere between there. I want to
like in between there.
Find my my Mrs. Smith, my significant other. You don't have to be a Mrs. Smith, just a significant other. But that's one of them. But right now, I'm just trying to like my short-term goal right now. Like I want to be better with my communication skills because we talked about it before. My communication skills are really poor. They're really bad. We're just not even gonna get into it, but
yeah, I texted you once last week. You responded like 4 days later.
Oh my god, it's Nico.
And it's funny because I don't do anything. Like, I think when you guys when we're playing games, you guys send me party invitations and notifications to games. I don't see them because I'm not on the game. It's either like I'm at the bathroom or in the kitchen cooking food, and then I come back, and then I go to the notifications, and I look to I go to the notifications tab, and it's like 10 party invites, 10 game invites. I'm like, oh
my god.
And when I look back at it, it's like you guys aren't there, and I was like, ooh. But that's another short term of mine. I just want to tackle that communication because it's a really big hump. Like, especially it's not limited to friends either. It's family too.
That's important. Yeah, absolutely.
And it's really bad because like I just don't text people a lot. I'm not on my phone 24/7, which is it's good, and then it's a bad thing because I lose communication. But
right, I understand.
And then another short-term goal, I want to potty train my dog. My puppy's pretty much potty trained, but I want to get him better potty trained because he just pooped on the floor. So
like right now,
like 5 minutes ago. So we're gonna get over this. Gotta go clean it up and stuff. But yeah, So yeah, that's it for me for now.
No Mrs. Smith currently.
Currently, no. I don't think Mrs. Smith is going to come along for like a cool minute.
I'm back, boys. Sorry, had to run to the restroom. I'm not sure how far you guys got, but one thing before we move on with the whole quarantine and daily activities, for everybody listening, please stay active. Even if it's simple workouts, like, you guys don't understand, like, these couple weeks they could be off, everybody's sitting on their asses, just eating as much as they can because they're bored. Because there's a difference between eating because you're hungry and eating out of boredom. There's two completely different things. One way to tell if you're eating out of boredom, if you're looking in your fridge and you have food, and you're like, well, none of this sounds good to me. That's literally you eating out of boredom.
That's you.
If you're hungry,
very true.
You grab what you see, and you'd be fine.
I like that.
Just do simple workouts.
I've never...
Like, literally, I've been doing workouts every day just because I'm like, I know if I don't, I'm just going to become fat.
You know there's someone listening to this right now in the fridge.
Meaning because they're bored right now.
I say that as I'm eating.
I like that. That's a really, really good thing.
I think a lot of like in-home workouts. I know for me, I'm not gonna get too much in. I had like, you too, Ricky. You could actually attest to this because you had a huge weight loss journey too.
I did. I had a decent amount.
So I'm just getting it. In September, I weighed like 260, 270. Man. And then by January, I was 220. So, yeah, man.
A journey.
Nice.
That's solid. And that's just great. For the weight, like that's like me being active because I was working and I was constantly on my feet moving around. And also I portioned and rationed meals. I wasn't eating constantly like I used to. That's good. Yeah, well, Trevor was saying at home be active. There's workouts. I have a few workouts I try. I have weights in my room. I know everybody doesn't do weights, but we can probably like plug a workout routine, or if somebody has a workout routine, we can just plug it.
Yeah, and that's literally that's a big thing too. Like you said, like rationing out what you're eating and how much. Like literally, because I notice myself. I do that a lot. I do stress eat a lot, but like during this quarantine, I've been really, really good about like understanding I don't need this right now. I'm just bored and want something to like. So
keep your mind off of something in a way.
Myself because it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Understand when to stop because I mean you can save food no matter what. It's gonna be there. I mean for me it might not be because I have so many sisters that eat everything, but you know you just don't overdo it while you have the time.
Yeah.
Do something productive other than stuffing your face.
Yeah, but
Go
Ricky,
for 15 minutes.
yeah, Ricky, I want to hear how you're doing this because I know you had a way bigger weight loss journey than me.
No. Yours, you went from 170 to 120. I went from 2.
Oh, not 170, 270.
270. I went from 210, 215 to like, I think like my lightest was 170.
That's still
but
good.
like,
but
there's some muscle in there.
Yeah.
Muscle.
Oh yeah, because
definitely.
and you still go to the gym. I don't go to the gym.
Well,
yeah.
Well, he ain't going
to
the gym
right now. My payment's frozen, so I'm with that. I ain't paying no $20 right now. But I have like I have my own personal gym. I have like my pull-up bar, my bench bar.
Ooh.
I can do dips. I can do abs. I have weights. I do that. I do it twice a day, like 4 times a day. If I'm bored, maybe I'll do it on Friday. But I do it twice. I do it in the morning as soon as I wake up, brush my teeth, and work out, and then I'll take a shower, relax, play some games and whatnot. And then later at nighttime, I'll get bored, so I'll do another workout. Like 6.
That's motivational. I'm in the military. I mean, we have mandated physical training, and I don't work out like that.
It's all a mental game for me though, because like I have months where like I had a nice body, I had a V cut, and like it was nice. You can see stuff, but like I'll stop. I'll see myself. I'm like, come to my body. I don't need to work out no more. And then I'll gain like 15 pounds. I'm like, damn, I just like all my progress. So I'm just mind over matter. Just do it, even though if I don't want to, just do it. Because like
that's like a big thing we have to do right now. We have like it's motivation.
Yeah.
Like you have all these people that have been grinding and struggling in college, and now they're all told to go home, and now like they're like, home is. They used the mindset is home is where you relax at, home is where you sit down, home is where you sleep.
Home is where the heart is.
Man,
home is where the toilet's at.
Man, home is where you relax, and so
right.
It's like for school wise at least, you have these like students who were in different states, different areas, and they come back and they're like, damn, you're telling me to work at home? It's just it's just all motivation.
Definitely. I like to motivate people too, so if you need some motivation, I got you. I got you.
Well, yeah. So, before we wrap it up here, I just wanna ask everybody, get questions. Check in with everybody. We already checked in. We already did goals, hustles. What's something you encourage others to do while on this break?
Stay positive.
Ooh, I like that one. Ooh.
Stay positive.
I mean, to me, it's about. I mean, like Ricky said, being positive, but also learning yourself more. Because I don't know. I think our generation is a lot more. I don't think we really pay attention to our own needs as much as we should. And there's even some people that are overly about themselves rather than others. I think right now we should kind of take the time out to remember. I mean, this fucking pandemic is going on one way or another. Like there's no way for us to get out of it. Try and keep an open mind about just life right now. Don't let yourself go because you have a couple weeks to waste. Try and do as much as you can to keep your mind steady, your body active, and be happy. I guess. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was good.
Good.
Taniko invited all of us. Right, this was his idea to create the podcast for the youth, and I wanted to. I definitely, as soon as he extended that option out to me, I definitely wanted to be a part of it because I think it's important. Right, me, as I do struggle with a lot of things, and I wish I had kind of people to talk to or people that are a part of that are in my age range, right? That can help. I think the one thing that I want to encourage other people to do is to kind of to find your way of leading a meaningful life, right? I think leading a life of meaning is extremely important, and I don't know every single person that I listen to, or that every single person that I'm talking to right now. Everyone has their own goals and aspirations that they want to do, but finding the meaning in it all is extremely important. Keeping your mind mentally healthy. And I want to plug one thing. I know a lot of people. American culture is very centered on being very happy, on finding, like, getting the American dream, on achieving happiness, right? Living your best life. A lot of us say all the time, "I'm living my best life," and I think that's kind of a dangerous mindset to have, right? Because the more that you look for happiness, the farther you kind of push that opportunity away, right? Depression is just you being sad about something that you can't have, and melancholy is you being sad about something that you did want and you got, and it's not what you thought it was going to be, right? You get one thing, you get what you wanted for so long, and the human mind will find a way to, even when you have everything you want, it'll find a way to kind of distress itself. So I think it's important to, kind of seek your happiness, but more so lead a life of meaning, be a good impact on other people, and then happiness will be a byproduct of all that work that you put in.
Happiness, and kind of to add on what you're saying, happiness isn't a single. It's not happiness doesn't work as like a single person can have.
Right.
But like happiness is when everybody around you is able to experience this happiness. Like
it's like
if I'm around people that aren't happy or that are negative and all that, I'm not happy person.
Right.
Being happy surrounding me that are happy in their life, and that doesn't mean they have to fake it. That means if they need to come and talk to me, they can.
For the most part,
they'll be alone.
Right. For the most part, being happy is a community.
Yes.
You're happy when either you're with your girlfriend or your boyfriend and they're happy, or your family's happy and you're all happy together.
Yeah.
Right. So I think living that life of meaning and being a good source of aid to others will help you with whatever you're struggling with right now. And if it doesn't,
because I know a lot of my friends that I have that they have mental illness, or not mental. I don't even want to call it mental illness.
They're struggling.
Right? They have things in their lives that make it harder. So they're having a really tough time because, for one, school was their escape, and this goes back to we can even talk about, this is going to be later in the episode, but kids in adoption centers and foster homes or in abusive households, school was their escape, and now since COVID-19's out, it's
now they're home.
Yeah, and that's an environment. But
right.
But yeah, so if it's really hard, I know it's really hard for people who are struggling right now. So I, like you guys are talking about, be thankful.
Be mindful.
Be mindful of yourself and others and your environment. Get that extra sleep in. If you need to step outside, just lay in the sun. Absorb some of that sunlight, that sunny D. I just say do it, as long as you're not in contact with others. But
yeah, don't oversleep. That can kind of lead to sadness. Get good healthy sleep.
Right.
Normal solid sleeping schedule. So so before we wrap it up here, one last thing. I want to ask you guys this question. We're just gonna limit it. You can just say one thing or multiple things. Just keep it kind of short. So I'm gonna extend this to you guys. What are you thankful for?
House over my head.
Ooh, like that would.
I'm thankful for this podcast, man. Honestly, talking and all my ideas out. This is a pretty, even if no one listens, this is a pretty good
outlet.
Source.
It's a nice outlet.
Definitely.
And my family, right? And my friends.
Yeah.
And the house.
Obviously, we know.
Of course, I'm happy for. Yeah.
I guess. You want to go, Trevor?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I'm thankful, like you said, the podcast, the friends. I genuinely appreciate and love you guys. You guys Absolutely. Are my brothers. I love y'all. Thank you guys for sticking with me since Michael, since middle school. For Trevor, since first day of summer bridge. Ricky, ever since I met Trevor, it's always been with you. So it's I'm just thankful for y'all. Thank y'all for being there. Thank y'all for actually coming on board with this. I genuinely appreciate it because
absolutely, man.
Didn't want to be in the house. So I didn't want to just sit in the house doing nothing. I want to be productive. So this is my way of being productive. So,
and I think this could be something.
Yeah. So
We'll see.
Trevor, and you?
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of cheesy just to say life itself, but I mean, I really am just kind of grateful for it, just because I mean,
that's good.
There's so many people that don't get to truly live as well, whereas I don't know. There's just some different people in this world, and I mean, like, even though I go through some really harsh things, which I mean, I'm not gonna go into this cast because it's really a lot to get into what happens, like for me on a daily basis. But like certain things that like I go through, and I see other people complain about that they're able to do them. There's things that I can't do, like physically. It's like, you know, I'm just grateful that I'm not as bad as I could be, and that I have as many people in my life to support me as I more than I need. Like, I have so many people in my life that do nothing but like want me to like thrive in this world. And, I mean, I think that's what generally keeps me going through my days, knowing I have people that are like happy and excited to see where I go with my life.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate the words that I appreciate all that very much, right? Because some people could be in your situation. If they wouldn't treat it hard.
Yeah, it takes those experiences to like.
It does.
Fully,
it takes
a
strong will and good mental standing, right? Staying mentally healthy. Talking about to acknowledge your blessing, right? To acknowledge what you got. Yeah. And so that's really good.
Yeah. So with that, everybody, we're gonna end our first episode of the podcast. Round of applause, everybody! Woo! For the youth pilot, episode 1.
Yes, sir.
I love you guys. I love our audience. Anybody who
y'all have a great, beautiful day. Enjoy your time. Whenever you're watching this, just enjoy life.